pals. My name is Silvadorkable. I'm your friendly monster waifu, and today we are going to be playing the test Hypothesis Rising. So, if you guys have seen my previous one, this is something I just kind of had up my sleeve. It's an RPG Maker game that is super simple, but it goes to show you exactly the kind of interesting branching choice system, I guess you'd say, that you can have in an RPG Maker game. So essentially, I answer a bunch of questions and it tells me something dark, probably like how I'm gonna die or how my life will end. I don't know. Probably something like that. What the hell? Change this to something less weird looking. With that being said, I don't like that either. Oh, I like Jirachi. How's it going? Data, Shadow, and Thork. Volume's a bit low. Let's change that. There we go. Okay. So with that being said, I'm not sure that this will take up the full hour. However, we will still try. There we go. And I apologize. I was super hyped for doing Fatal Frame because I actually like the franchise, but that game was a horrible, atrocious abomination of a PC port and simply was not going to work. Apparently, I wasn't the only one having the issues with the audio syncing, which kind of took away all of the possibility of a good jump scare when you hear the audio of the jump scare 5 seconds before you even hear anything or before you even see the jump scare. So we're doing something just kind of nice and chill today, little tiny thing. Since I'm not going to be streaming for Halloween. However, I did actually get a couple of my cosplays early. So I might actually be dressing up on Halloween. Which means I also might actually have something to wear for my November photo shoot. But that being said, before experiencing the test Hypothesis Rising, it is highly recommended that you've played its prequel, The Test, first before venturing into this experience, which I have. You will stand to gain a lot more from this experience if you've played the test first, and this examination will also make a bit more sense as it carries on from where the last examination left off. I would like to urge you to go and play the test now before venturing forward, and follow the instructions listed throughout the game, as you will certainly get a bigger benefit overall by taking the test in the order they were meant to be taken in. Would you like to close this game now so you can have the opportunity to play the test first? You will not get a chance to exit the game until the experience is over if you choose to continue now. Well, I already played, so wonderful news. We can continue. I will be doing a lot of narration on this. Probably not the best choice considering the fact that my throat has a bit of a tickle today, but I won't be screaming, so I guess that's something. Hello, and welcome to my office. It's truly a pleasure to see you here today. I like your mask, and your obvious love for strawberry jam, judging by how much it's splattered in the background. Please excuse the mess. I haven't had a chance to clean up yet. Now, I don't want to take up too much of your time with blibber blabber and nonsensical speak, so I'll just get straight to the point. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves life tough questions. There's one question in particular I'd like for you to ask yourself. Are you happy? And when I say happy, I don't mean content. Being content is great, but it's not the same as being happy. help you. Want to inspire you to be the best you can be. Want to inspire you to be the happiest version of yourself. I want to see you grow inside and out. Now, how do we accomplish this, you might be asking? Good question. Allow me to explain. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and you are going to answer them with 100% entire honesty. And when I say 100% entire honesty, I mean 100% entire honesty. Think about it. You do want to be happy, don't you? You wouldn't want to do something so bold as to tempt fate by lying, would you? Just remember, if you lie, the only person you're lying to is yourself. The only person who will suffer from this is you. And believe me, you will suffer. Not to mention the fact that whether you tell the truth or not, I'll know. But that's another story. Let's be moving on, shall we? We've wasted enough time explaining what we're going to be doing. Just remember, we all want to be good people. We all want to give the answers that we feel lend the most desirable human traits within ourselves. But sometimes, good people do bad things. And sometimes, we don't always have desirable traits as humans. I cannot express enough just how important it is to be truly honest while answering these questions, no matter how uncomfortable the truth may make you. Now, it's time to get into the real meat of this experience. It's time for you to get the advice that you deserve. As you read questions and scenarios during the process, I want you to create your own circumstances and build your own bridges to arrive at the answer that best suits your own psyche. I would love to do a Choose My Own Adventure series. If you've never experienced the scenario being asked of you, then simply imagine that you have and try to assume how you might feel in that situation. I'd like to invite you to pour yourself a glass of water, sit back, and relax as we unfold your fate and the secret to overcoming the next hurdle in your life. We're going to start with some basic, easy questions. If you answer these questions twice, your advice may change. It's not just about answering questions, it's about many different variables. Many different factors are at play here, including the amount of time taken to answer proposed questions. With that being said, it's far more important to actually take your time and think about how honest of an answer you're giving before you give it. Whatever you do not rush the process. Time is your best friend here. You'll see what I mean soon enough. And here we go. Do you feel uncomfortable right now? No. Are you nervous? No. Do you feel cold? No. Do you feel sad? No. Have you ever hurt someone Wow, that escalated very quickly. Have you ever hurt someone because you were hurting even though they didn't deserve it? Yes. Do you crave acceptance by others? Most people who aren't sociopaths do, yes. Have you ever lost a loved one? heartbreak feels like? Yes. Do you believe in demons? Yes. Hmm. Do you believe in curses? No. Would you consider yourself to be spiritual? Yeah. Are you afraid of dying alone? No. Everyone dies alone, theoretically. If there was an undeniable proof that a ghost was haunting you, would you continue to live in your home? Well, I mean, ultimately, that depends on a lot of variables, such as if the ghost is violent, um, there's a good chance the ghost would follow me anyway, because if it was haunting me specifically and not my house, it wouldn't matter if I moved. So, yes, I would continue to live there. Have you ever seen an object mysteriously moved without being touched? Well, I know you mean something like not the wind. So, I don't think I've ever actually seen something move. Do you believe that it's possible for a game to summon supernatural forces into your life without knowing it? No. Would you like to make more friends? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be a good friend? Yes. Do you feel lonely? I mean, I feel like everyone feels lonely from time to time, but right now, no. The fuck was that? I don't feel like I make friends easily. Do you tend to avoid drama where possible? Yes. Have you ever had a near death experience? So that's more of a theoretical thing because, I mean, I've never been injured to the point of death. However, I've been in situations that probably could have resulted in death had things not played out the way they did. But because of the fact that I've never actually been technically injured or in a stance that would suggest I was about to die, I would say no. I do love horror movies. This is all very interesting. Have you played the test? Yes. That's the spirit. Have you played the horoscope? No. Give it a whack. I'm totally not biased or anything. I think I actually do have the horoscope. Oh, it said talk to me. Thank you. That actually helps a lot. Do you watch porn? Well, everyone, well, maybe not everyone. I'd say like a large, vast majority of the population does, so I'm not afraid to say that. Would you consider yourself to be a hard worker? Yeah, I mean, I could be a harder worker, but compared to others, I feel like I am a hard worker. Do you have a low opinion of yourself? Unfortunately. Would you consider yourself to be a confident person? No, but I'm very good at faking it. Would you help an old lady cross the street even if you were running late for an appointment? Provided that she wanted help crossing the street, yes. Would you kill all of your neighbor's pets just to save one of your own? No. No. No, I couldn't kill a pet. Have you ever tried to smother yourself with a pillow to see if you could actually suffocate yourself? No, because you would pass out before you'd be capable. No. Have you ever been caught dancing when you thought no one was watching? Yes. Have you ever tried to roll your eyes back so far just to see if they'd really get stuck? because they won't. Have you ever played a practical joke that you regret pulling on someone? No, I don't really pull that many practical jokes. Are you streaming live right now? I am. Well, hello there, audience. Are you recording this gameplay session right now? Well, theoretically. If I told you that I was watching you play this game right now, would you believe me? No. If you've left a comment for me at any point in time, I've read your words. Does this bother you? No. If you've left a comment for me, does it make you feel positive that I've paid attention to what you've taken the time to write? Yeah. Do you understand that no matter what, I appreciate you? Oh, I really do. Are you afraid of snakes? No, not at all. Do you believe in magic? Do you believe in magic in a young girl's heart? Yeah, sure. Have you cried in the last month? No, I don't think I've cried in the last month. Do you have a hero? No, not really. Do you typically learn from your mistakes? I'd like to think I do. Do you enjoy outdoor activities? More yes than no, but would you consider yourself to be lazy? Very much so. Do you sometimes find it difficult to stay motivated? I find it difficult to stay motivated every day of my life. Do you put the needs of others before yourself? I don't feel like I do. I mean, I take care of those I love. But I don't feel like I put the needs of others before myself. I feel like I take care of myself first. Would your family and friends describe you as kind? I mean, I feel like if they're describing someone like, okay, so I have to take time out here. I feel like if there is ever a eulogy of something, that no one will ever fess up and say if someone was an asshole or a bitch, um, because they're dead. And when I die, I would like people to be honest and to say that I was an asshole. But knowing my friends and family, they would say I'm kind. Have you ever cheated in a relationship? Ew, no. Have you ever been cheated on a relationship? I'm going to say no just because I can't prove it like it was suspected, but since I never actually had proof. Could you consider yourself to be judgmental? Oh, yes, I am judgmental. I see. Oh, good. I'm glad that someone. Are you a hero to someone else? Yes. Yes, I am. Oh, I love animals very much. Have you ever found a family member on Tinder and wanted to hit them with a super like just to make shit real awkward? No, because I don't go on Tinder? Yeah, me neither. Do you enjoy drinking alcohol? Yeah, alcohol can be tasty. Are you intoxicated right now? No. Okay, I like that, Corvo. Well, that makes one of us. Do you like the phrase sneaky snake? I mean, I don't dislike it, but I wouldn't say I particularly like it. Are these questions a bit strange to you? Yeah. Do you have a vivid imagination? I'd like to think I do. Do you feel uncomfortable in large social settings? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be antisocial? Yes. Do you hold a grudge for long periods of time? Yes. Have you ever urinated in public? We're just jumping all over the place, aren't we? Well, I guess that depends. What do you consider public? I mean, is the side of a road public? Because I've gone on long car rides and had to pee. So, I'm going to say yes. Do you like pineapple on your pizza? Yes. I knew I liked you. Would you consider yourself to be selfish? I mean, I feel like everyone can be selfish to the point of self-preservation, but I wouldn't say I'm overly selfish. Do you think you've got a big ego? No, not particularly. Would you consider yourself kinky? Yes. Have you ever masturbated into a fishbowl? What? 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 No! Well then, you can't be that kinky. Touche! Well, fuck, I got told by a game that was probably made like 5 years ago. Instead of... just derailed my entire train of thought. Would you consider yourself to be religious? No. Would you consider yourself to be temperamental? Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, chat. Just got called out by a game. Who snitched on Thorg? Um, yeah, I can be a little temperamental at times. If you had to kill someone to save your own life, but you knew they didn't deserve it, would you do it? You know, if they did deserve it, I would, but if they don't deserve it, I'm not gonna kill like a kid or something. Interesting. Would you sacrifice your own life for a complete stranger? Fuck no. Even more interesting. Have you ever been inside of a burning building? No. Well, in all fairness, they didn't say that the fishbowl was full of anything. It might have been an empty fishbowl. Have you ever been to a funeral? Yes, and a wake. If you could attend your own funeral before you died, would you take the opportunity to do so? No. I don't feel like it would be a constructive use of anyone's time. If you could see into the future, but you were told that it would only reveal the absolute worst of what's in store for you, would you still look? Yeah. If you had the power to stop time, would you use it to do something you know you shouldn't do? If you had the power to remove one person from Earth, never to return again, would you use it? Are we talking historically? Well, no, because then there's the whole butterfly effect. Like, if I removed Hitler from Earth, then the Holocaust never happened, and then the World War never happened, and who knows where we could be. There could be like a whole neo-Nazi regime that, no. If I told you that I understand you better than you understand yourself, would you believe me? If you were someone I actually knew, I would, but considering you're a game. If someone threatened to kill you, would you first respond? Would your first response be to react in violence? No. Someone has threatened to kill me before, and I didn't react in violence. If a stranger stole money from you to support their drug addiction, would you forgive them if they apologized to you? Fuck no. If a family member said something nasty about you behind your back, would you confront them about it directly? Yeah. If you had to eat raw squirrel brains for the next 3 days to stay alive, would you do it? What a very specific and unusually niche question. I mean, do I have to kill the squirrel? Was there a cave-in and the squirrels already died? Also, I mean, theoretically, the human body can survive approximately 3 days without any water and approximately 7 to 10 days without any food, so I probably could survive even without. But I have eaten some pretty strange meat in my time, so I'd probably do that, yeah. So, if you woke up tomorrow and none of your family remembered who you were, would you choose to leave and start a new life? No, because I don't live with my family. If a homeless man was clearly sick, freezing, and utterly miserable in the rain, would you be willing to give him your clothes and walk home naked? Hmm. I mean, I don't know if I'd be willing to give him my clothes and walk home naked, but I'd give him something. I guess that's a yes. If someone accidentally hit you in their car, but you suffered no injuries whatsoever, would you still be upset with them? Yeah, someone almost hit me with their van once. It was a Dodge, by the way. That's not a joke. It really was a Dodge van. Um, and I got pretty defensive immediately. Have you looked for any hidden meanings or messages within these questions? Not particularly. Maybe you should have been. Are you wondering if there's a deeper meaning to all of this, other than just simply answering question after question? Miracles happen every day. Do you agree? Yeah. Umbrellas aren't worth lugging around, and you don't mind getting rained on. Do you agree? Yes. Red is a prettier color than pink. Do you agree? Very much so. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag blowing in the wind? These questions are so randomized. He like starts going off on something and then suddenly it's like a deep metaphorical. Yes, I do. Eating in front of people can be awkward. Do you agree? No, actually I consider doing mukbang videos. Rings used as a ceremonial wedding gift are so outdated. Do you agree? A ceremonial wedding gift. Ceremonial wedding gift. Like, you mean exchanging rings as a ceremonial wedding gift? I mean, I guess I never really thought about it. The rings are just a tradition that's universally recognized. So I wouldn't really say they're outdated. Do you realize that the first letter of the last 6 questions, when combined, spells out the word murder? I do now. Do you know what that is? Yes, I know what murder is. Does it make you slightly uncomfortable? No. It's a word. Are you going to start paying closer attention to what you may have gotten yourself into? Probably not. Do you realize it's too late to turn back now? No, I could still. You're here? Okay. I could still technically, Alt F4 out of the game. Do you hear someone in your room? No. Do you see the shadows closing in? No. Do you feel like you're being watched? I mean, I am being watched. Did you look around your room a moment ago? No. Do you like long walks on the beach? Honestly, not really. I like long sits on the beach. I like long swims on the beach. But I don't really like long walks on sand. Do you enjoy giving gifts to people? Yes. You ever felt like giving up on life? Oh, I'm sure everyone has felt like that at one point or another. Do you love your family more than you love yourself? Yes. Do you have a do you have a best friend who's clearly better than the rest of your friends? No. Do you think there's some kind of conspiracy behind the coronavirus? I mean, theoretically speaking, they did recently acknowledge that the coronavirus has a very unique thumbprint, um, or fingerprint, which identifies it as being made in a lab. But we all kind of knew that already, and honestly, I don't think it's so much a conspiracy as an accident. Do you believe that you're human? Physically, yes. You could turn invisible, but you could never be visible ever again once you decided to use your power for the first time. Would you ever use it? Yes, I would. You would never have to worry about aging because you'd always look invisible and you can wear whatever you want. And I feel like that would actually be a really useful skill, especially in green screen technology, because they wouldn't even have to green screen you out. If you knew someone was about to rob a convenience store, but you knew that they were doing it to feed their family, would you stop them? Well, I could be wrong, Data. It might actually be a 2-year-old game. I was exaggerating at 5. I didn't actually check to see when the game was made. Yeah, I'd stop them because feeding your family or not, that's not going to lead to anything good, and you're still going to be wanted by the police. If you were stranded on a remote island with a stranger and you were both starving to death, but you found a secret stash of food that they didn't know about, would you share it with them? Well, yeah, I would share it with them because ultimately two people would be able to survive easier than one person. You can turn into an eagle for 1 year, but you wouldn't be able to turn back into a person until that 1 year had passed. Would you do it? No, because I have no interest in being an eagle. If you had the opportunity to earn riches beyond your wildest dreams by fighting a grizzly bear to the death using nothing but a machete and an army helmet, would you do it? A. I don't want to participate in animal fights, especially to the death. And B. I don't feel like I would be able to defeat a bear even if I tried. If you had to pick one basic food item to eat exclusively for an entire year, would you choose potatoes? No. Hey, excuse me. If pizza screamed in agony every time you bit into a piece, would you still continue eating pizza? Look, arguing and fighting are two totally different things. And no, I don't think I would eat the pizza if it screams at me. That seems like it would be. Oh, that seems like it would give me a headache. I don't. If your best friend got a. If your best friend got bit in the genitals by a highly venomous snake, and the only way to save their life was to suck the venom out of their genitals, would you do it to save them? That's that's an old wives' tale that actually doesn't fix it. So, I mean, I want to say no because that's not actually a thing. But if there was a reason I could do that and save their life, if it was like, no, I know this doesn't make any sense, but this will save their life, then I guess I would. But for the record, that doesn't that doesn't work. I mean, I wouldn't really say that that question was difficult to answer for the reason you're saying it was difficult to answer. I feel mortal. Do I enjoy loud music? Yes and no. Probably more no than yes. Do you feel awkward when you dance in front of others? Not really. Just cut off my balls. Do you suffer from an anxiety disorder? I do. Do you ever feel depressed? Yes. You're not alone. Oh, Fate feels depressed. Do you feel relaxed? Yeah. Do you think you have a guardian angel watching over you? No, not particularly. Do you ever hear your name being called when no one could have called it? No. I'm going to take a special note on that one. Do you always look both ways before crossing the road? Yes. Do you wash your hands every day? Every day? Yes. Use a straw? Do you feel uncomfortable using public restrooms? No. Is winter your favorite season? Fuck no. Do you know anyone named Josh? Yes. Are you wondering why that last question is relevant? No. Are you allergic to any animals? No. A guardian Cthulhu. Have you ever thought about an animal in a sexual way? No. Have you ever been in love? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be artistic? Yes. Would you consider yourself to be dominant in day-to-day life? Not particularly. I don't feel like I'm aggressive enough to really be considered dominant. Do you feel that you've got too much time on your hands? I wish I felt like I had too much time on my hands. Can you be easily intimidated by others? No. Are you easily excitable? Not really. Do you enjoy solving complex problems? Yeah. Do you have difficult time relaxing? No, not really. It's called being lazy. Would you consider yourself to be high maintenance? Not at all. Do you trust easily? Fuck no. Would you consider yourself to be an honest person? Yeah, relatively honest. Have you ever told a lie? Who hasn't told a lie at least once in their life? Have you lied to your best friend? Well, yeah, if it's one of those things like, does my butt look big in these jeans? Yes, everyone has lied to someone. Have you ever lied to your family? Again, does my butt look big in these jeans? Have you ever lied about any answers during the session? No. Are you wondering why all of these questions have to do with lying? No, not really. This is all very useful information. Are you a people pleaser? No. Do you enjoy being the center of attention? Hmm. Hmm. Do I enjoy being the center of attention? I mean, in a generalized setting, no. No. No, probably not. Do you feel like you've got a good sense of humor? I feel like I've got a very dry and probably offensive sense of humor. Do you frighten easily? I feel like that's in more reference to jump scares, and yes, I am easily startled. Oh, that is a cool sound. Hmm. Well, that was odd. I wonder what that was about. That's probably a pretty good place for us to stop the simple segment of our questionnaire and move on to the more gritty questions. That was simple. This next set of questions will not be yes or no answers. The next portion of our session will be filled with various scenarios that put you smack dab in the middle of vital choice making. We'll see how well you handle your options as you delve deeper into each scenario. Remember, the key to all of this is to answer honestly. Is this a weird kink for this guy to ask in any questions? Let's get started. Ooh, I like that music. You're home alone. It's dark, and it's storming outside. All of a sudden, there's a knock on your bedroom door. Someone's in your house. What do you do? I'm going to turn that down a little bit because it's just a little bit loud. Turn me up a little bit. There we go. Grab the closest item that can be used as a weapon, ignore the knocking and hope it goes away, ask who is it and wait, boldly open the door to reveal what's on the other side. Well, obviously you grab whatever is a weapon. Very interesting choice, because it's a logical choice. You meet a homeless woman on the street. She asks you for money. You find it within yourself to give her all the spare change you have. Just as you do, a homeless man approaches, asking if you could spare some change. What do you do? Tell the man you've got no change left to offer. Tell the homeless woman to share with the man. Tell the homeless man to ask the woman for some of her change. Tell the homeless man that you'll get some more from somewhere. I have no change left to offer. Really now. Hey, if they want to fight, if they want to have hobo fights for the change, both your mother and your father fall incredibly ill to a life threatening disease, and there's only enough medicine and facilities to save one of your parents, and time is of the essence. What do you do? Give medical treatment to my father so he lives. Give medical treatment to my mother so she lives. Split the medication between the two, even though both may die. I'd save the medicinal treatment for myself just in case I get sick. Well, obviously, my mom. That doesn't surprise me. Throw the change in the air. Just throw the coins on the ground and run away. You find a case of money tucked away inside a dumpster. Inside, there's 10 solid gold bars and a vial of mysterious liquid. Under the vial, there's a note that says, "The cure for cancer." What do you do? Turn the case into a professional entity. A professional entity? So that they can utilize it. Keep the gold bars, but give away the cure to cancer. Keep the cure to cancer, but give away the gold bars. Keep everything in the case for yourself to sell or use. I would probably give the cure to cancer. But what if I give it to the wrong person? If I give it to the wrong person and they just like bury it because it's cheaper to cure cancer than it is to treat cancer, and I'd have to make sure that I give it to someone I know will actually utilize it and replicate it because it's only one vial, but I would keep the gold bars. What a wasted opportunity. I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't judge. You're stuck alone inside of your house. Put it on the internet? Well, I don't know what it is. It's just a vial. And you're starving to death. You've completely run out of food, and no one is coming to save you for weeks. The only potential source of food around you is your family pets. No. No, 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 no. We will all starve. Your neighbor's home is on fire. A blazing inferno among smoke emits from the windows. You hear screams for help coming from within, but you can't see past the flames. No one else is around in sight. Excuse me. What do? Call the fire department and keep my distance from the home. Start shouting for help and searching for someone nearby. Run into the burning home or walk away. Well, obviously you call the fire department because all of those others... I like that. Because, I mean, I'm not super, like, strong or anything, so it's not like I'm going to be able to pull someone out of a burning building. You're fast asleep in your bed when you're awoken by what sounds like a woman's muffled cries from somewhere in your room. That's actually happened. You quickly realize it's coming from under your bed. What do? Okay, well, that has not happened. I actually, we don't have the neighbors anymore, but I actually have woken up at like 2 or 3 in the morning to hearing my neighbor, which was a woman at the time, sobbing. And it was very annoying. Immediately look under the bed, hide under the covers, and wait patiently. Verbally call out and ask who's in your room. Jump out of bed and run out of the room. I'd verbally call out. A man in a fancy suit approaches you while you're walking down the street. He pulls a watch from his pocket and hands it to you. He claims that when the watch stops ticking, it marks the moment your time runs out on this earth. What do? Take the watch and thank him for the gift. Decline the offer for the watch and keep walking. Tell him that he needs professional help and to keep his distance. Tell him you already got 3 of them as a toy in your Happy Meal. I'd thank him for the gift. It's best not to provoke people like that. Would you now? You're sitting at home, playing a game on your PC, when all of a sudden, someone grips and squeezes your shoulder firmly from behind. What do? Immediately jump up and turn around, scream and stay still in terror, spin around with a vicious elbow to whoever's behind you, tell them to squeeze harder, you could use a nice massage. Well, as much as I would like to punch someone who sneaks up on me, I know my knee-jerk reaction is to scream and usually turn around. You're sitting in a bathtub trying to relax when a hand emerges from the water. What do? Jump out of the bath and run as fast as you can. Kick the hand and try to keep it away from you. Give it a firm handshake, maybe even a solid fist bump. Push it underneath and hope you get some free hand action. Why is this game so weird? Yeah, probably kick it. You get out of bed and immediately fall down a deep, dark hole. A man is standing above you, looking down, telling you to put lotion on your skin while he watches. What do? I get out of bed and there's just a hole outside my bed. Scream for help, start slathering yourself in lotion, tell him you've got very sensitive skin and allergies. Ask if he'll come down and help apply the lotion. I mean, if I can get him down there, I can probably fight him and find my way out. Smart choice. You're sitting at home, alone, and all of a sudden your door slams shut. Well, I mean, my door's always shut. You see it before your very eyes and you know that no one is home, and it couldn't have been a gust of wind. What do? Stay perfectly still and watch the door. Look for a wet weapon around the room immediately. Jump up and try to climb out the window. Run over to the door and open it. Always weapon. I like that. Go back to sleep. Someone you've known for many years but have no attraction to tell you that you have a massive crush on you for a long time. I mean, if I have no attraction to them, ask them out on a date, who knows what might happen, tell them you're flattered but just not interested, tell them that you feel dating might ruin your friendship, ask if they want to be friends with benefits. I am flattered but I am not interested. So you're one of those types. Don't you fucking shame me for being honest. Your dog starts randomly barking into the darkest corner of your room. That would be very disturbing because I do not have a dog. Well, there doesn't appear to be anything there, but your dog insists on escalating to growls. What do? Try to calm your dog down by petting them. Stand and stare at the corner to see if anything moves. Walk up to the corner and extend your hand to feel for anything. Walk out of the room and ignore it entirely. I'd probably go stare at the corner. I'm taking note of that. This guy is a judgy bitch. You see a massive spider in your room, the size of your hand. What do? Grab something bigger to smash it? Well, I guess we're moving out now. Burn the entire house down. It's the only way to be safe. Or try to capture it alive for science. Well, I usually capture them alive and relocate them outside. Your closest family member tells you that they're a serial killer. What do? Mom, you're a serial killer? Tell them you don't want to know any more details. Turn them in to the authorities. Ask them information so you can help them stay out of trouble. Try to convince them that they need help. I don't need to know. What you do? If you found out that you only had one day left to live, what would you do? Is this a legitimate source? Or is this someone who could potentially be fucking with me? Tell everyone that I loved them and be happy, not sad. Do something insane and crazy, anything goes. Not tell anyone, just act as if nothing changed. Spend my time on my own, away from others. Those recording videos count as spending time on my own. I would probably record videos so that I could get everything out that I want to get out. and then I could die. If one of your pets started speaking to you and told you that they've got a dire warning that they were going to die if you didn't let them eat all of the ice cream in the freezer, what would you do? Go lay down. I'm obviously way too high for this. Give them all the ice cream they can handle. Don't give them ice cream, you're not going to fall for that one, or assure them that you'll protect them and they won't die. If it was my mother, I would not cooperate. I'd be like, I don't know anything about that. My mother is just a sweet lady. Honestly, if Basil wants that ice cream, I will give him that ice cream. If all of this, especially if he could talk, I think I'd just be so excited that he could talk that if he's asking for ice cream for anything, I'd give him ice cream. If all of a sudden you could start hearing other people's thoughts and the person next to you was thinking about mugging you and stealing your money, what would you do? Take preemptive action and beat them up first. Tell them you don't think mugging you is a good idea. Get away from them as quickly as possible. Ignore it. You don't know that you aren't just hallucinating. Well, honestly, I'd probably not want to announce that I could hear other people's thoughts, so I'd probably just get away from them as quickly as possible. That sounds reasonable. Your best friend comes to you and tells you that they just accidentally killed someone and they don't want to go to prison. What should you do? Help them hide the body? Report them to the authorities, tell them that they're on their own, but you won't rat them out, or try to convince them to turn themselves in? Well, if it's an accidental thing, most of the time you will not get prosecuted with actual murder. It will be a manslaughter charge, and oftentimes, unless it's gross negligence, you are not going to get prison time. Aw. You're driving in your car and you accidentally run someone over. You're pretty sure that they're okay, but the fact that their head is clearly detached from their body suggests that it's probably just wishful thinking. What do? Call your best friend and tell them that you don't want to go to prison. Oh, I am the best friend, apparently. Turn yourself into the authorities. Drive away and hope nobody saw what you did. Try to hide the body. Well, obviously, I accidentally ran someone over. I mean, how do I know that they weren't jaywalking? Excuse you. Interesting how that played out. I think it's time we move on to the next portion of our test. There's another portion. The following questions that shall be asked of you are would you rather style questions. Oh no. I was only going 3 miles an hour. Imagine you've got a gun to your head and you absolutely must choose an answer, no matter how uncomfortable they may be. Let's get started, shall we? Would you rather be loved by all or feared by all? Loved. Would you rather never get angry or never get jealous? Never get jealous. Would you rather be held in high regard by your parents or by your friends? I mean, I feel like my parents will always love me. My friends, I guess? Would you rather live in space or live under the sea? Oh, that's a hard one. That is a hard one. So, both of them technically don't have oxygen. In the sea, there's possibility of being crushed to death by the atmospheric pressure, by being eaten alive by something big, by drowning. There is gravity, though, but there's also no light because it's too dark down there for anything to actually penetrate. And I'm afraid of deep, dark water. So I feel like my thalassophobia would be even more heightened considering the fact that I've seen those deep dive videos and I would freak the fuck out. Now, on the other hand, space has no oxygen, it has no warmth. Then again, the sea is also cold. Uh, it has no gravity, so you could essentially just drift out and just keep going forever and die of dehydration. Yes, there are black holes. I think I'd rather live in space than under the sea if it came down to it. Although, I really wouldn't like to be in either place. Would you rather donate your body to science or donate your organs to people who need them? I mean, I don't want anyone harvesting me, but people who need them? Would you rather go to jail for 5 years for something you didn't do or get away with something horrible you did but always live in fear of being caught? If I was unjustly prosecuted, I could technically probably sue the county for wrongful prosecution. However, I would have to spend 5 years in jail. You know what? I'd rather be afraid of being prosecuted for something that I got away with than spending time in jail. Shit, that's a hard one. I mean, I guess jail? Would you rather work at a horrible job that you hate but retire comfortably in 10 years from now? Or would you rather have your dream job but have to work until the day you die? Oh, I'd rather have my dream job forever. Would you rather start Would you rather every shirt you'll ever wear to be somewhat itchy or only be able to use one ply toilet paper? Uh, one ply toilet paper? Would you rather have skin that changes colors depending on your mood or have tattoos appear on your body that depict what you did yesterday? Weird shit. Color changing skin. So I don't like what if I just sat on my ass? It would just be me on a couch. Would you rather shit every time you orgasm every time you see a dog? What is with the weird. Okay, for the record, I don't feel this way about dogs, but I do not want to just randomly shit the bed. Weird shit. If your partner switched bodies with one of your parents and the only way to get them to switch back was to have sex with one of them, would you rather have sex with your partner in your parent's body or have sex with your parent in your partner's body? What the fuck is wrong with you? No, seriously, what the fuck is wrong with you? Just answer the question. I. Sex with my partner in my parents' body. No one said it had to be good sex. That one had no bearing on your results. I was just curious. You son of a bitch! I think we've answered enough of these types of questions. As I'm sure you'd agree, we're going to end the test with a short series of final questions, giving simple answers. Still? We'll get started now. Out of the following option, which number do you like the most? 11. Out of the following options, which color resonates with you best at this exact moment? Black. Always black. Out of the following options, which creature are you least comfortable around? Least comfortable. Probably scorpions, because they are potentially, like fatal. Out of the following options, which flavor is your favorite? Chocolate, vanilla, peanut butter, mint. Mm. Probably mint. Which do you personally value the most? Family, friends, money, freedom. Freedom. Out of the following options, which could you most live without? Family, friends, money, freedom. What kind of friends? Which statement is the most accurate? I am brave, I am caring, I am smart, I am attractive. I am smart. I am so smart. SMRT. Which are you most afraid of? Living forever, losing my loved ones, dying alone, dying immediately after this test is finished. Well, obviously losing my loved ones. We're almost finished, but I've just got one final question for you. Have you ever punched a nun? I've never even met a nun. You really ought to try it sometime. Really takes the edge off. All right, we're done here. I'm through with you. I'm through with you. Conversation terminated. It's okay, it was a hypothetical data. I'm not actually getting rid of my friends. I'm just going to calculate your results very carefully. I don't want to miss anything important. Trying my absolute hardest not to judge you right now. Trying to keep this as professional as possible. Ah, here we go. Based on what you've told me, I've come to a conclusion. Just a conclusion. This is what I personally believe would be in your best interest to acknowledge, set in motion, and accomplish in order to climb the ladder of happiness in your life. First and foremost, I'd like to start with a blanket statement that everyone truly needs to hear. Something that is taken for granted far more than anything else in life. Something that has such an incredible, unique, irreplaceable value compared to any other thing on this earth. And that, my friends, is the value of time. Time is the most valuable form of currency we'll ever hold in life. You can spend time on anyone, doing anything, for any reason. Now, time can be spent, time can be wasted, and time can be taken away. But time can never be refunded. Time can never be earned back. And more time can never be gained. I just gotta chill. Imagine a bank account with all the money you'll ever get to spend in life. Now imagine not knowing how much money is in your account. Imagine going to the store one day to purchase something you really need, and the cashier tells you, I'm sorry, but you cannot afford that. As a matter of fact, you can never afford anything, ever again. We only have so much time, and we have no idea just how much or how little we truly have before our bank account runs dry. And the fact that we get to decide and choose what we spend our time on just shows you how truly special it is when someone spends their time on you. So now that we understand the incredible value of time, I'd like to make a suggestion for you personally on how I think you'd best be spending your time in order to achieve what you need most at this current stage in your life. Let's see here. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't know if you know this or not, but you are incredibly talented. Oh. And when I say talented, I don't mean in just a simple, generic way. I mean you have a lot to offer the world with your ability. Now, I think you know deep down what sort of talents you possess, but I don't think you're doing enough to make the world a better place by utilizing these talents to their maximum potential. And I think you know that as well. My advice to you would be to spend more time with others, whether it's with your friends, your family, or even random strangers, and use what you're good at to teach them a little of what you know. If you just take more time to help other people who aren't nearly as special as you are, and let's be honest, not everyone is created equally. You just got the luck of the draw here. Then you'll feel a lot more fulfilled doing great things for deserving people just by being you. You have no idea how many people out there would have so much to gain just from knowing you and experiencing what you have to offer. And one day, they will return the favor when you least expect it. They will remember that you spent time on them and how you made them feel, and you will be heavily rewarded for your emotional investment in them. I think you'll be very surprised just how much of a positive impact this can be on your life going forward. I hope this information helps you achieve your goals. Your secret word is talented. Remember this word. It will come in handy. Take the secret word that was assigned to you at the end of your session and leave it in a comment for us. We will be selecting some of you based on your answers to be included in the future project we're currently working on, which probably has already been processed considering I'm not playing this immediately following release. If you do not wish to be a part of the upcoming project, simply leave your secret word out of your comments, and we will not select your name. We appreciate any and all comments you leave, and we always read them thoroughly. Thank you for taking the time to answer these questions. I know they've been of some help to you, and even if they aren't yet, it will always make sense very soon. Trust me on that. One more thing. We greatly appreciate your feedback and support. We've read every single review and comment left for us. We love the conspiracy theories behind the greater meaning of all this. And in the third and final installment of the test series, all will finally be revealed. But not a single person has been able to figure out what this entire experiment is all about. We look forward to reading your thoughts and feelings, as it helps shape what we do as we work on future projects to bring the most emotional out of you. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for everything you do. Thank you for playing, and thank you for contributing to your secret words to our projects. If you wish to support us further, we would love for you to check on our other titles and our other games section on the title screen. After playing the test, the final revelation, the third game of the test trilogy, we also have the testing chamber, which is connected to the test trilogy in a very special and unique way. In the meantime, The Advisor is another interesting experience that we'd like to recommend, as it has great emphasis on player-developer interaction, where you, the player, gets to vote on how the story will be written in future episodes. Our opinions and decisions have a direct impact. Oh my god, this goes on forever. Direct development process and storyline of the Advisor series, and we'd love to read your ideas, thoughts, and contributions. Again, thank you so very much for supporting us in our journey. We truly cannot show our gratitude and appreciation enough for all you do for us. We hope the rest of your day is filled with the joy and happiness that you deserve. Random Studios. Oh. That was actually really cute. Oh, well, thank you, Data. That actually does mean something. I know, like, this is kind of just a randomized thing, but that was actually very heartwarming. And yes, it actually is something that I do appreciate the fact that I can, share my live streams with others and be able to spend my time with so many people, even if it's digitally. We've made a list of names of those who have supported our project along the way. I don't want to read the list, but thank you. Following us here, crisis hotline numbers. Okay. So, that was the test Hypothesis Rising, which is the second installment of the test series. Why do they have continue if you can't actually continue the game? Yeah, honestly, it had a very wholesome ending, and it kind of makes me wonder if I lucked out or if something really weird was supposed to happen. So I'm pretty sure the last one I got like some really disturbing secret word, like asphyxiated or something. Anyway, we are done for the day. I mean, that was a spooky game in one way or another, but I wouldn't say it was particularly spooky ending. Um, but I hope you all have a wonderful evening. I will not be streaming on Halloween. However, I will probably do like a little shout out or something. I don't know. I'll at least say hi in Discord. Um, but unfortunately, we can't unsee all of those weird ass questions that I honestly kind of wish I didn't see. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and a great Halloween. Happy Halloween to everyone. And I will talk to you later. Love you, darlings. Look at all the little Pokemon. Pokemon. Love you too, Mama.